I grew up in a very tiny, remote community in Alaska. And the only social institution in that tiny community was the church. And the two things I take away from that are the infinite worth of every single human being. And that if you have a belief, you have to act on that belief. I had the opportunity to explore the civil rights movement, which was then in full blossom in the South. And it was an utterly transformative experience. I had never encountered hatred, violence, the kind of social injustice that I saw there. I worked for the Southern Student Organizing Committee to support civil rights activities in the South. And it was the first time that I had envisioned myself as an agent of social change. That's always been the guiding principle. I went to work in New York City, and I started with the Health Policy Advisory Center. We did a lot of muckraking journalism about the inequities of the health system, and that left a very deep impression on me. I went to work with the New York City Health and Hospitals Corporation, and it was clear that what was woefully missing was primary and preventive care. When PCDC started, primary care was in the background. It was not on anyone's mind. It was underpaid, underrecognized.
Rhonda believed that if we could set up a public-private partnership and get capital for it, that could be a linchpin for increasing and improving primary care. And that's just exactly what she did.
It was our good fortune that Mayor Dinkins very much liked the idea of community-based primary care.
Rhonda is steadfast, she's sure-footed, and she was able to gain the respect and the trust of all of the different constituencies that are required to accomplish something like this.
And suddenly we have a new paradigm.
That's right.
It's going to mean a lot of change for everybody, and that doesn't come quickly or easily.
So they're making that transition, but they're
PCDC combines technical assistance with financing, with advocacy in a way that I don't think there is another organization like this that does exactly what we do.
You can't go into risk sharing.
People in other communities marvel at what PCDC does and say we should have something like that.
Yes.
PCDC is the reason why we exist. Without that initial loan, without the ability to purchase this building, we never would have been able to serve over 100,000 people.
Because people really saw that they could come get safe and respectful health care in a space that looked clean and new. It was really powerful stuff.
When we opened, Callan Lord had some real challenges. Any other lender would have simply called a loan and closed the center. Rhonda personally really went to the farthest limit to ensure that we stayed open.
I worked for a small nonprofit that did housing in Bedford-Stuyvesant. There was a primary care facility. It was dark, overcrowded. There were too many people waiting for way too long. After working with PCDC, I found out that they were building a new facility. I was just blown away. What PCDC was able to do to make their situation better was like night and day.
So the change team is very clear about what happened.
We also work with organizations to transform the model of care.
We're going to start with your lungs, okay?
From a fragmented, reactive model to one that takes responsibility for a population, offers preventive services, manages chronic care, engages the patient and the family, the things that now are accepted as an integral part of primary care.
We need more than 1,100 new primary care providers and over $1 billion in capital to build the primary care capacity.
We're at a pivotal moment in healthcare.
Rhonda's ability to understand policy and to really make some inroads into changing it is the foundation on which PCDC really sits.
I think Rhonda should write a book. Her knowledge of why primary care is so critical to the health system change that we need in America is central to what PCDC does.
You can't estimate the value that PCDC's had under her leadership in reaching out to impart that message that primary care is the future of health care.
Good job. I can tell who brushes their teeth every day.
What we've achieved, we haven't achieved alone. Our partners have been other organizations in pursuit of primary care and creating a common vision and making it possible.
Ronda is the only person I would say yes to. Why? She truly believes in what she does. And the cool thing about Ronda is she makes you believe it too.
We've been very fortunate in the city to have her as the head of PCDC for so long because she's made real progress in terms of accessing primary care for all the citizens of the city.
PCDC, Care Connect, and North Shore LIG Health System are kindred spirits. We are trying to change something. We believe in it. So her sheer tenacity to educate others and being able to change the landscape and people's opinions on primary care has just been incredible.
Ronda had the vision to adjust to the amazing chaos in healthcare in the last 10 years. She has been a real pioneer in terms of where healthcare is going.
When you look back and you think about what's happened during the life of PCDC and the number of primary care practices which have been helped and the number of people who have been helped because of the capacity that's been developed, that's something to feel really good about.
I think PCDC is the most excellent example of public and private sector cooperation that exists anywhere in the country. It is one of New York's shining success stories.
She had blue eyes. Yeah. Like my mom.
I've been given a great deal of privilege, and it's my responsibility to use that privilege to make things better. I have an enormously supportive family, and I would not be able to do what I do without their support. What we're doing is right and makes all the sense in the world, and if people understand it, we're going to have the support and we're going to be successful. We need to always focus on achieving that mission.